What does it actually mean to hold space? Hi friends, welcome to Teachers Talk. I'm Michael James Wong. And today we're going to talk about what it actually means to hold space. This is a term that's always used in any teaching discipline about how to hold the room together, to create that feeling of energy or that feeling of support in a space where you have different people coming in for different reasons. Now, as a teacher, it's often not something that we are taught, and there's no clear pathway to know, are we doing the right things to hold the space. And in a lot of times, I feel like for some people, it's a natural thing or an intuitive thing. And for other people, it needs to have a little bit more structured approach, or it just needs to have some insights on what I'm supposed to do or how I'm supposed to do it. And so, what I wanted to do in this talk today is break it down in a way that I think is helpful. Not in a sense of action steps, not like do this, then this, then this, but to kind of give you some insights that I've learned along the way that I think are really important in this idea of holding space or to teach the room with care. And I think it becomes a personal thing as you teach more and more of figuring out the ways in which holding space makes sense for you, is meaningful for you, and also really supportive for your students. And I think that's a really important thing to acknowledge, because you holding this space together or holding the space of the room is something that's relatively intangible. Now, the way I want to begin, and this is kind of a metaphor, an example that was given to me really early on, and I still remember it while I don't necessarily understand it completely. And it goes like this. When you're holding space, it's this idea of, imagine you're holding this kind of like big beach ball sized ball of energy. This idea that you're holding it in your hands and you're passing it off and sharing it around to everyone in the room. This feeling that everyone has permission to participate, and that this big ball of light can be handed off around the room, and we're holding the space and allowing each and every person to have their moment within it. Now, what I remember about this metaphor is this gives you a nice visual of the idea of holding space is having your arms wide enough to hold something that's relatively intangible, a big ball of energy. But again, for my very practical brain, it didn't give me any action steps, didn't give me any understanding. And I know for the teachers, I know for the times when I'm sitting in a practice or in a room and a teacher holds space well, I'm starting to think, and I've been figuring out over the years of my teaching what that actually means. Is it the way that they're speaking? Is it the pace they're speaking? Is it the tone that they're speaking? It's the way that they're showing up in the room, their mannerisms, their postures, their ability to kind of ask and answer questions or to give everyone a voice. And I think when you're in the space of a teacher who does it well, it's almost something that you don't even realize is happening intentionally. And in many ways for the teacher, it might be something that's just an innate quality of them holding space well. Where it can become challenging at times is this idea of our own self-consciousness to holding the room together, to being in the seat of the teacher, to taking ownership of the conversation, and to doing it in a way that feels like everyone has this ability to understand what our intention is in the moment. And so I want to share with you 5 key insights that I've kind of gathered along the way, which I think will be helpful in how we can construct our own approach to holding space. And the acronym for understanding that I'm going to break it down with is literally the word SPACE, SPACE. And it's 5 insights that I learned that I think can be really helpful for holding the space or creating this ability to navigate a room. And it goes like this. S. S is allowing people in the room to feel seen and supported. And what that means is simple eye contact with everyone in the room, allowing ourselves to acknowledge everyone in the room and to let them know that I'm here to be of support and service to them. That can be done through my words and literally saying hi to everyone, looking at everyone with eye contact, or it can be done through my actions about making sure that everyone has a seat. Everyone is of even position in the room. There's no hierarchy or layers or levels. There's no, oh, I like you, you sit here. I like you, you sit here. Or I know you, you sit here. And it has that ability for everyone to feel seen and supported however they're showing up into the room. When you do this, you're allowing people to really feel that this space is safe for them. This has a sense of belonging for them. And while individually I cannot tell them that the space is safe, that's not my place, I can try to create the conditions where they're seen and supported so they can start to feel safe in the space and allow themselves to be engaged and participate in whatever we're doing in that time and in that moment. P is a unique perspective. Now, for me, it's important that when I'm holding the space or teaching a room, that there's a unique perspective on offer. There's an ability to see the room for all the different conversations that are going on, and I'll hold the space or allow the space for multiple truths to be in existence. For some people, they'll come in with a certain point of view. They'll believe this is the way this should be done, and someone else will believe this is the way that this should be done. My role as the teacher in this is to allow multiple perspectives to be present, to allow unique perspectives from individuals to be present, and to help navigate that so that everyone can feel that they have an opportunity to share. And when you do that, you'll start to notice that everyone feels like they can participate. Everyone feels like there is room for these multiple truths. There is space for difference of opinions, and we don't necessarily need to agree or have a right answer. It's fundamentally knowing that it's not right or wrong, there's just right and left, and those different perspectives can absolutely exist in the same place at the same time. And that's my job, to allow that to be there. The A represents an expanded sense of awareness. My job in those moments is to be really aware of all the considerations of the room. Not just what people are saying, but how people are feeling. Maybe literally seeing how people are comfortable or uncomfortable in their seats, seeing if people are looking up or looking away, and just allowing that ability to be really aware of the considerations. Maybe there will be times or moments where someone has a little bit of an emotional response to a conversation that's going on. Maybe they have a little bit of a personal reaction to a technique or an experience that's happening. My job is to be aware of that and to support that. Sometimes it literally could be turning up the music or turning down the music. It could be diverting the attention to a different side of the room, or bringing the attention really back to myself to give people a little bit of space for themselves. If I'm expanding my awareness or elevating my awareness in the room, that simply means I am here and present to allow myself to be of service to everyone who wants to be in this moment as it is. The C is about clear communication and two-way conversation. This is important because it means that it's not me being the pinnacle of what perfection looks like. What I want is to have a clear communication, give you as much information that you need to be able to be in the practice or in the conversation. And at the same time, knowing and allowing that it's a two-way conversation. You're allowed to have an opinion. You're allowed to share what you think. You're allowed to ask questions. It's not you stay down there and I sit up here. When you have that in place, it allows people to really, again, feel like they're a part of the practice or a part of the conversation that's happening. And the E is about experience. Experience is about making something happen in real time, allowing something to be both unique, memorable, real in that moment. By creating experience isn't about me just transmitting information, not me just sharing through techniques. It's about having an experience that allows you to feel like this is something meaningful for you, something valuable for you. That can be as simple as, hey, turn to the person next to you and just share what you had for breakfast. Hey, why don't you stand up and then sit back down? Hey, let's try this thing a little bit of a different way. Let's remember how we can actually make this a real life moment. It's too often and too common when the teacher sits in one place and talks to or at or down to the group that's in front of them. To make something a meaningful experience, to make something an experience, it means everyone gets to participate in a way that allows them to walk away with value, insight, and a moment that they can remember. And so those are the 5 points or 5 insights that I share throughout all the different courses and trainings that I do, which is really focused about how we hold space. So allowing people to feel seen and supported, to offer the space for multiple perspectives, to expand or elevate my awareness, to create clear communication and two-way conversation, and to create a meaningful experience. When you implement these approaches to your teaching, what that does, it elevates the way in which any of your wisdom and insights are received. It elevates the way in which people can participate in your practices and allows this enigma of space to be held, because all of the ways in which people want to be supported can be. And so think about how you can implement your way of holding space and to acknowledge these 5 insights when you're teaching. And remember, allow people to feel seen and supported, allow the space for multiple unique perspectives, Elevate and expand your awareness, create clear communication and two-way conversation, and create a meaningful experience. That are my 5 insights for holding space. Hope that was helpful for today. We'll see you again soon.